remember the first year I stood up, I remember the second year I stood up. I know it's a lot easier for me to stand up this year than the last couple of years. We've come a long way in a relatively short period of time. And if you reflect back, just give yourselves just a moment to smell the roses a little bit, because they didn't smell that good the first and second year. They start to smell okay, but we've got a lot of work ahead of us still. And we will. We will make those steps and we'll make those decisions to ensure this football club is where it should be, back up the ladder and dominating the competition, not just hitting every now and then, but dominating the competition. When you look back at our last 3 years, a lot of people down at the Junction Oval who are still employed and still work and still wear the red and blue proudly are still here. They're still working with us. Going from the Junction 3 years ago, the feeling wasn't great there, but the people who were there made work, made the environment incredibly appreciative for those that were there. They persisted. Last year, they persisted again with the conditions that they had, what they worked in, but the morale, the club built on too, these people have been fantastic. Most of those people are still now here. They were here 3 years ago, they're here 2 years ago, and now we've just moved into new facilities, and we've probably started a new era. Cameron's mentioned before many times about trying to be the best team in that decade. Well, I think our decade is about to start. So we've got to make sure that we're well prepared and ready to climb that mountain. That mountain at the moment, we are just sitting at base camp at the moment. But we've got the right ingredients at the moment. We still need some more. But I think our climb has just begun. I'd like to thank all the football department. I'd like to thank all the people in the fitness department, with Joel Hocking in control, obviously Chris Connolly in control of everything. Chris brings just about anything and everything to every new day. You don't know what he's going to say, but geez, it's entertaining, and he does keep the morale around the place up. So I'd like to thank Chris in particular. To my assistant coaches who work incredibly hard, I'd like to thank their wives and their girlfriends and their partners. I'd like to thank our recruiting staff. I'd like to thank their girlfriends, their partners and their wives. I'd like to thank our fitness guys. I'd like to thank their partners and their girlfriends and their wives. Because what happens is a lot of people involved in football, we love what we do, but our partners, our girlfriends and our wives, they put up with a lot. And they're there to support, to allow us to do what we do and allow us to contribute many hours, to go above and beyond. So I'd like to thank all our staff. I'd certainly like to thank Ronnie Griffiths and his massage team. They're fantastic. John Stanaway and his trainers, they do a great job. They travel all over the place, from Casey to Amy. They travel to the state. They're just brilliant people, and John's just been fantastic. Our stats people don't often get a mention, but they're always in the box and they're doing fantastic as well. So we've got a really tight group of people who love working for this football club, and we work really well as a team. I think this year the players have shown a great deal of dedication to improving their club. The ownership of the club is in their hands, the direction of the club is in their hands, and I think they're very well equipped to really take it forward. The reputation we talk about trying to build on a weekly basis is within all of us though. It's not just the players, it's the people who come, the people who buy membership, the people who are sitting in this room today, tonight and in the future. And you start to build, and you can almost, it's that smell in the air that everyone's trying to get a hold of as well. All of a sudden we've got people who are really proud to wear red and blue. When I walked down the Amy Park a couple of days ago, an elderly gentleman, I'll say, he's probably in the room, he's got the big long grey beard. He was on a scooter. He's scooting past the front, it reminded me of a clip out of Fletch. And he's wandering down, and he grabbed me and said, "G'day," because I knew him, I'd met him, and he told me how proud he was to be a Melbourne supporter, and he loved all the discussion at work about talking about football. He's one person. And I reckon there's hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands and tens of thousands, who are really starting to embrace this football club again. I want to talk about the small steps we've made this year. We've made small steps. And people have asked me, is it a pass? Well, a pass has got to be better than 50%. But we've improved from last year. We've improved from last year. The things we've Don mentioned before. We won in Darwin and we won in Brisbane. Now that's a small step forward. It's only 2 games in the 22-game year, but it is a step forward. And if anyone can remember the final of the hotel, it was rocking like I've never seen it before. And James Crawley, if you ever get a chance to come up and explain his speech. We'd all like to know what he said, but it was fantastic, Chipper. I think I'd also like to mention is our leadership group, because even though we're a young club in the sense of our players and our age, our leadership group have been phenomenal in the last 3 years. They have been outstanding in their dedication, but also their sharing of knowledge, the leadership. They're prepared to work with players to get the best out of them for the club. And they at times go unrecognised, but they shouldn't, because their contribution has been just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. We do lose 3 players today. They start another chapter of their life, obviously. Daniel Bell, I'm sure Daniel certainly one of the toughest players to wear a Melbourne jumper to play in recent times. Hopefully he'll get another chance, because this football, the game is super important, but his contribution to Melbourne's been terrific. Brad's a 133-game player who's really got everything out of his career, and he should be really proud of what he's been able to do. And obviously the accolades keep coming for our captain, who's, in the last 3 years, if James McDonald, when given the chance to be the captain of this football club, he led from the front. And if you imagine what he led himself through, there were dark clouds, there was a really dark period, and our club was in great hands in James. So congratulations to those guys. Wrapping it up, we end 2010 having made some ground on the competition, but next year we must continue to take these forward steps. The growth and improvement of our playing group will come from playing more games together. The synergy between players and player game time is paramount for this club to develop. We thank you, the members, the supporters. We thank you for your devotion to your club, to our club. We thank you for your support and your remarkable contribution over the years to this club. We look forward to a far more impressive and a far more productive 2011. Thanks very much.